a bouquet of flowers from the husband as well. So yeah.
Nah, too commercialized.
So 2282-9062 or 3043. You can also join us on Facebook. So facebook.com/helloon2. Yes, we already have increasing number, steadily increasing, right? So it's been like what? We started with just a few hundred, and now it's 1,000.
I think about 800.
Now it's 1,006.
Moved on to 1,006. Now let us give you a quick quote on something on Valentine's Day. Then we'll take you to the shark finning. Roseanne Barr comes with a quick, interested, funny Valentine quote that says, "Women are cursed and men are the proof." Oh dear. All right, let's head to the shark finning and find out more.
All right, let's take a look.
We'll see you in a bit after the breaker.
Shark. Shark.
Sharks.
Shark. 鲨鱼. Shark. J-E-R-U-N-G. Jurong. Sharks.
Shark.
Shark.
Surah.
Shark.
We're talking about our big, magnificent friend in the sea.
Shark. Kebanyakan manusia sangka jerung adalah binatang yang sangat buas.
Some of us may fear sharks.
But the truth is, they have more to fear from us.
It is cruel what we are doing to them.
Just for their fins.
Just for a bowl of soup.
I know people who say that you cannot have a wedding dinner without shark's fin soup.
一年里面会有超过1亿头鲨鱼被割掉一次，也就是说，在一天里面会有25万头鲨鱼被割掉一次。更精简的来说，在1个小时之内就有1万头鲨鱼被割掉一次。
Sharks has been around for 400 million years. We are about to drive a prehistoric species into extinction.
Did you know?
A shark reaches maturity between 10 and 20 years. Their gestation period is up to 1 year, and they only have a few pups per litter.
You know, sharks are oozing with mercury.
水银会损害大脑，甚至造成胎儿发育不健全。
The FDA recommends that children should avoid consuming shark.
Mercury can also cause sterility in men.
想要当个真正的男人，就不要吃鱼翅。为什么呢？鱼翅的水银成分非常高，吃多了累积在身体里面，这对身体不好，没有幸福的哦。
Sharks are an all-important part of our ocean's ecosystem. When they disappear, the ecosystem of the oceans will collapse.
You
Leave the shark alone.
stop eating shark.
不要吃鲨鱼羹。
சுறா மீன் உணவுப் பொருட்களுக்கு வேண்டாம் என்று சொல்லுங்கள்.
You can choose not to be cruel.
不要在意世俗的眼光，请坚持自我，不吃一次。
不要那么残忍。
为了健康
Please say no to shark's fin. 动物是朋友。
做个选择，你可以改变。
The power lies within you.
一旦绝种，就不再出现了。
Once gone is gone. A lot of people say, I did not order the soup. I do not want to waste it. I came to realize that it is not about waste. It is about putting a stop to it.
Come join us.
Join us. Come, join us.
Please join us.
Join us.
Joe Murray, I choose to be a friend to sharks, and I choose no longer to be cruel. 请告訴你的朋友們。
同你朋友講啊。
We have to get the message out.
One person can make a difference.
媽咪，拉咪做胡詞亮啊！
啊，有見證哦。
Let's save our sharks from a bowl of soup.
Yeah.
There
Well,
you
welcome
go.
back. If you just tuned in, you're just watching us, Zamil and Annie on today. We're talking about saving our sharks and saving our future, and particularly on this program. So it's Sauce Fabos.
Sauce Fabos,
Yeah,
that's
so
where
it's
we've got
save
that
our
right.
sharks from a bowl of soup. Yeah.
Okay, so now we've got a guest in the studios. Let's welcome on our extreme right, Jenny Chin, Communication Manager from Save Our Sharks from a Bowl of Soup, or rather Sauce Fabos in short, Shark Savers Malaysia. And of course, next to Jenny is Jacklyn Low, who's the Communications Manager. And Jacklyn actually represents one of the hotels in Kuala Lumpur.
Yep.
Good morning. We've
One
got
of
the double J's in the studio.
hotels here in Kuala Lumpur. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us this morning. Happy Valentine's.
Yes.
Happy Valentine's.
Okay, let's start off with Jenny. Tell us about the shark finning activities. How rampant is it, and what is well, for the benefit of the viewers, what is it? What exactly is shark finning?
Well, basically, shark finning means it is the slicing off of the fins of a shark and then throwing the shark back into the ocean. As you mentioned earlier, the flesh and the meat is does not worth much money. So, but most of the time, these sharks are still alive, and so they die of suffocation or starvation or being eaten by other sea creatures. So, how much is it done? About up to 73 million sharks are being killed annually just for shark fin soup.
Wow. 73 million?
Yes. And so if this continues, I don't know what's going to happen to the ocean.
Would you know what's the statistics like for Malaysia? I mean, when you say 73 million, that's around the world.
Yes,
yeah?
yes.
What about Malaysia? I mean, are we actually rampantly doing this?
In Malaysia, yes. Apparently, in fact, we are listed by Traffic as number 10 largest shark catchers in the world.
Oh,
shark catchers, yeah.
Yes. So, in another report by Professor Steve Oakley from the Tropical Research and Conservation Center, KK Sabah, he says that in the past 15 years, shark population in Sabah waters has reduced by 98%.
Wow.
Yes, so that's quite a staggering number in our own waters. So that's quite a concern.
Right.
Well, tell us about the Savers program.
Okay.
When did you start? You know, we understand that this is a husband and wife effort. So tell us a little bit more.
Okay. So, well, Save Our Sharks from a Bowl of Soup is initially started as a Facebook page, and the founder is Kirk Lee, my husband. So he started because after watching a video clip made by a Hong Kong divers, they were in Philippines and they found a juvenile whale shark in the water, but still very much alive, but all the fins gone. So they took the shark back onto shore to shorten its pain so it can, you know, die quicker. And you can see very clearly on the video that the shark is still breathing, and it was quite shocking to us because all this while we've been eating shark fin soup and we never realized or never thought about how these fins are being obtained and how much. So after that, the Facebook page was, the purpose was to bring awareness and education to as many people as possible, because strangely we've come across people who think that shark fins once cut off can grow back. So we start the education process, and last year we did a PSA, which you saw earlier. It was fully volunteered by local celebrities, urging the public to say no to shark fin soup.
Fantastic. Now, Jacklyn, coming to you, I mean, you represent one of the 5-star hotels in Kuala Lumpur. Could you tell us, I mean, do you personally support this program? Why and how does, you know, your hotel play a role in this?
Okay, I actually found them on Facebook after reading an article in The Star. So I just clicked on and I decided to become one of their fans. But personally, my family and I have been abstaining from shark's fin for about 4 or 5 years. My husband was the first one to start it. Then what happened was the entire family went to the Singapore Science Centre and we saw this horrific documentary about shark killing. And we just stood there frozen. And, you know, that's how we started. So we've stopped eating shark's fin for about 4 to 5 years now.
What about the hotel that you're working for?
Okay, the hotel we're working for, we are definitely heading towards that way. We are going to go anti-shark's fin all the way. I think basically it's just a matter of educating people about it, because honestly shark's fin has no nutritious value at all.
That's right. Well, that's the Chinese belief is the other way, isn't it? I mean, the reason why you have actually shark's fin soup during a Chinese huge big dinner, wedding, it's because of prosperity. Please correct me if I'm wrong here.
I think it's more of a status.
Is it a status symbol that we're having shark's fin soup?
Shark fin soup initially started in China. It was something that is served only to the emperor at that time. So it's seen as priceless, special, and only the very rich could afford. So then later on it moved on to the mainstream market, and in fact only come to the Southeast Asia over the last 50 years became quite popular. So China being more prosperous now has contributed quite a lot to the consumption of shark fin soup. So initially that's how it started. So to people, it is a status issue, and they want to serve the best to their guests during weddings and things like that.
Well,
So
let's hope they can change that status.
Yeah.
yes,
Status
that's what we
symbol.
hope.
Well, it's interesting that Malaysia stands at number 10.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
as a contributor to shark finning. But where exactly have you found that the states, the people in which states are actually contributing to this?
In fact, in the Peninsular Malaysia, you can hardly ever find sharks anymore.
Oh.
So in Sabah waters, it was quite clear that there was shark finning going on there.
Right.
In fact, last year, March, my husband and I, we went there after reading about it. Some divers were found and saw all these shark finning cases. Yes.
The one you see on the screen right now.
Yes.
Oh.
So we were shocked because it's happening in our own backyard, right? And so we went there and took some videos and pictures of it. And when we talked to all the other divers in the area, and they told us it's quite often this happens. So boats will come up and there are about probably 15 to 20 sharks on it, and these are quite full-grown 6 to 7 feet sharks.
Yeah, there goes my breakfast.
Yeah, so facebook.com/sharkfincrisis, this is the Facebook link.
Yes, that's
that
right.
you started, right?
Yes.
Is there any possibility that Malaysia can, up the stakes and just say, look, no to shark's fin? I mean, can we bring this awareness? I mean, in your opinion, Jenny, can we bring this awareness to the people who are in this industry?
I think there are a lot of people who have become aware of this. In fact, last year a lot of news has been on Sabah state banning shark fins and things like that. So YB Datuk Masli Manjun, he's been trying to propose a shark ban in Sabah waters. So that's good news for us. And so in fact there is a perfectly good reason for them to protect sharks in Sabah waters, because last year the Star Papers said that according to Star Papers, YB Datuk Masli Manjun said there were 42,000 divers who came to Malaysia, Sabah, and 2/3 of whom are foreigners. That brought a revenue of 190 million to the state of Sabah.
Right.
So, divers like us, when we go diving, we want to see sharks.
Exactly.
So,
among other things, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So,
okay, Jacklyn, what about on the hotel side? How will it affect the F&B industry because of late we have heard on PSAs and all that, on the radios, when the killing stops, the
demand stops.
The
buying stops.
The buying stops, the killing stops too, right? So, is there any alternative that you have provided?
Oh, yes. Actually, it's interesting enough. Like last year alone, we did have a few requests from wedding guests, and these are more of the younger generation. They have actually requested for menus without shark's fin.
Right.
And they have actually tied up with them, SOS, and they've come up with their own logo and a little note to say why they are not serving shark's fin. So that educates their guests.
But there are hotels that actually put their shark's fin soup in the menu, but then they switch it to another abalone. They use abalone or
crab meat.
Usually it's abalone or a scallop or very premium dried oysters. It depends on how creative the chef can be. But these are very good alternatives, and it goes well with the older generation because these are considered treasures of the sea as well.
True.
Pearls of the Orient.
So there is no fear that you will be losing customers because you don't provide shark fin soup in your menu anymore?
From the hotel side, I don't think there is a fear because people come to us, it's not because of the shark's fin soup we're serving, but more because of the services. Perhaps freestanding restaurants may face a little bit of challenge, but I think eventually everyone will go anti-shark's fin, and most probably those who are serving shark's fin will then be looked at a different manner.
Well, is there a sort of like a clause from the Association of Hotels? When all of you come under umbrella body, do you have something like a guideline going down to all the hotels in the city to say, look, ban shark's fin from your menu, take it off, put something else instead?
Because we do have a hotels association.
Yes, that's right. At the moment there isn't, but I believe they're working on it. As it is with the other things in the hotel industry, it is difficult to put a blanket on it.
All right. Well, guys, we're actually going to have a special call out, and this is to Rohan, who is the environmental officer at Scuba Junkie in Mabul, Sabah. Yep, and we're actually giving a call out to him right now. Is he on the line?
Yeah, good
All
morning.
right.
Ah,
Hi,
yes.
Rohan. Good morning.
Good morning, Rohan.
Good morning to you guys.
Thanks for joining us. Tell us what is the status like in Sabah right now for this in this manner?
Well, I mean, obviously, Sabah is such an important area globally for many sharks. Certain species like things like the hammerhead shark, which we do see here still in lots of numbers, which is very good. But of course, they are now classified as globally endangered. Obviously, the shark finning goes in many countries in the world. Countries like Spain being the fourth largest shark fishing nation in the world,
right.
And it happens, of course, in Sabah. And really, there is a lot of pushes in Sabah by many people and the tourism minister and to actually ban this practice. But it definitely happens here for sure.
All right. And what are the campaigns that are being held at the moment? Would you be able to give us a quick insight into that, in what's going on to promote this awareness?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a huge global sort of push certainly in shark conservation at the moment, due to the fact their numbers are dwindling globally. Basically in Sabah, there's lots of pushes by many people all over, and of course Tv2 Malaysia as well, to get them protected, to get shark fin soup taken off menus. There is a push at the moment by the Borneo Conservancy to actually create a shark sanctuary in the Semporna region, which I know a lot of dive organisations, local communities, lots of people are trying to back. This would sort of protect an area for sharks in this area, and make it sort of illegal for them to be fished. And of course, they're so vitally important, not just for the environment, but they bring in so much money to the local economy due to ecotourism, which is a very big part of the economy in this area as well. So it's not just vitally important for the environment that these animals that are really dropping in populations worldwide are protected to help the local community. Because we must remember, a lot of people that are involved in fishing, in fishing industries and things like this are just trying to feed their families, so they must be protected as well.
Well, Rohan, what is your advice to the viewers that's listening to you today? What sort of advice would you like to impart?
Okay. Well, I mean, with shark conservation, with any top predator, the same as the lions and the tigers, they simply can't keep up with the rate that we are fishing them. We're taking them out of the water. So really my advice to people is to make themselves more aware of what is happening to shark populations on a global standpoint, and then really what's happening in places like Sabah and Malaysia, and what species of shark we have here and how important they are. Also, obviously, we don't want to consume any shark products. Shark fin soup, of course, is something that we definitely want to stay away from. There is a lot of tests and things on shark fin soup. It's actually saying that shark fin soup is not actually very good for you at all. It actually contains quite high levels of methyl mercury. Which is also quite a dangerous thing, certainly for pregnant women, for young people as well. So my advice would be to become more educated in kind of what is really happening, and to sort of go out and seek that information as much as you can. And then, of course, don't consume shark products or shark fin soup. And then support pushes and support the politicians that are really trying to push through really good sort of environmental initiatives.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you very much, Rohan, and we wish you all the best.
My pleasure.
Yeah, right. Take care. So there was Rohan Perkins, the environmental officer from Scuba Junkie Mabul Sabah. Okay, moving on. We have still Jenny and Jacklyn here, the double J's.
That's right.
In the studio.
Now let's talk about the activities. Coming to Jacklyn. Jacklyn, could you tell us maybe a little bit about the activities that the hotel is taking in terms of bringing in awareness to your guests about this campaign, and maybe supporting, how would you now complement what Jenny is doing with her husband?
Do you leave short messages on the menu or something like that, don't you, Chuck?
Or in the room,
What we do is actually when couples come and book a wedding couple, for example, or a simple Chinese dinner, the first thing we do is to offer a menu that does not have shark's fin. Unless, of course, the guests request for it, we will try and talk them into,
talk them out of it.
Supporting our cause for SOS. We've not actually done anything together with SOS, but I'm sure that's in the pipeline. Other activities would probably be, like you said, awareness with the guests, for us, it's basically educating people. Yeah.
I can actually picture, you know, Jenny and hubby with a shark fin at the back.
What about you? What about you, Jenny? Your plans for the future, or you know, what's in the pipeline for this year?
For this year, okay. Last year in December, we actually did a children's event in Wang Tama with Waila Sendirian Berhad. It's a children's publication company. So we had the puppet show done with the kids, and the message is purely on shark conservation. So this year they've invited us to do it again in March during the popular book fair. And on top of that, there's a new movie coming, animation movie called Seafood, S-E-E-F-O-O-D.
That's right,
yes. It's coming on the 8th of March. It's Malaysian made, by the way, so it's really great. And so they've contacted us, and we'll be working together doing a joint promotion in Penang, KL, and JB. And so we'll also be using the puppet show to use it as an educational tool to the children regarding shark conservation.
Do you do, I mean, I know you're doing campaigns at certain quarter areas, but do you actually go to schools and do this? I mean, go down to the grassroots level, exactly where you should hit it, and tell them, you know, bring the awareness to schools to tell the school authorities that they should also maybe play a role in this matter.
There's a lot of schools to go to.
Oh yeah, that's a lot.
Yes. We are definitely open for that. We've always, my husband and I, we've been talking about doing this. Of course, lack of manpower, so anybody who wants to volunteer to be part of our project, please feel free. You know, we'll welcome you with.
Well, this is the perfect time. You know, where can we get more information of your organization?
Okay, you can find us on Facebook, Save Our Sharks from a Bowl of Soup, and then to learn more about sharks, you can also go to the website www.sharksavers.org.
I have to ask you this: have you had any resistance from any quarters who come to you and said, "Why are you doing this, and why are you, you know, cutting a livelihood?"
Or any form of challenges that you have faced?
Okay. Well, so far it's been good because the people that we have spoken to, they're very open to the idea, and you know, they're more concerned about the environment, about the ocean. So when we talk about this, it's something new. When we talk more detail as to how the shark finning is done and how it's affecting the ocean, then they're like, oh, I didn't know that, you know, and then they do something about it. They pledge no to shark fins, and if they have a wedding, they actually decide to take shark fins off their menu, and some of them even have to have arguments with their parents regarding this, but they still pull through and stand firm on it. However, there's still this group of people who okay, I know now of this. Okay, I will not serve, I will not order, but if it's served, I will still eat.
Yeah, there you go. So that's not a hardened pledge there. There is not a committed pledge, isn't it?
It's a lalang pledge.
Exactly. So there's no lalang pledges. You
what
have
about
to be
on the hotel side, Jacklyn? If you try to talk the customers out of it from taking, you know, putting shark's fin in the menu, do they actually run away? Do they go like, okay,
no.
Maybe we'll go for another hotel.
No, they don't. They don't. A lot of them are very open to it now, and as long as they know what is the cost behind it, they are okay with it. They're fine with it. But like what Jenny said, sometimes it takes a little bit time to persuade probably the older generation, you know, because we are steeped in tradition and stuff like that.
That's when you got to go with it. No.
Maybe we should start another tradition, you know? Yeah, have Malaysian Rojak instead.
There you go, you know, that might just be it. Now, very quickly before we wind up, Jacklyn and Jenny, you know, what would you like to tell the people out there, our viewers today? What's your one advice that you can give them? Start with Jenny.
Okay, well, first, if you're an individual out there, learn more about the issue. Google about it, read about it, learn about it, and then pledge no to shark fins personally yourself. And after that, tell your friends about it. If you have friends who have a wedding coming, talk to them about it. Try to make it a regulation in your company not to serve shark fins during company dinner or business dinners. And if you need any information or support, you can contact us.
Fantastic.
Yes.
All right, Jacklyn?
Jacklyn?
Yeah, from hotel point of view, I think everyone plays a part. Even if you're just an individual who wants to abstain from eating shark's fin, it is effective because every little step counts. Join their cause.
There you go. Thank you, Jenny and Jacklyn. Thank you so much for bringing this awareness to our show this morning.
Thank you for
having us. Thanks for sharing your views on it as well.
I think my word of advice will be don't order shark's fin, but eat Peking duck instead. Because that's my favorite, Peking duck. What's wrong?
I don't like that. Okay, moving on.